Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. Would you call roll, please?
Urban?
Here.
Guerrero?
Here.
Kent?
Here.
Leeper? Here. Pearson?
Here.
Stahl?
Here.
Weldy?
Here.
Okay, Mr. Miller, would you lead us in the pledge?
Yes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Do we have any visitors?
Well, Kyle Parrish came to me about a Scouts project at Harristown, and he thought that there might be a chance that he would not make it. So basically what Kyle would like to do is put kind of like a lean-to type roof over the dugouts on the smaller diamond, the one that's immediately south of the school. And he wants to do that and then enclose the bottom part of it with chain link, and it would be at no cost to the district. And we've had scout projects similar to that over there, so if no one has a problem, I would like to go ahead and let him do that.
Okay, so at this point, I don't think we had on the original agenda. Do we need to approve it or just go around the table and?
I think we can just do it, as long as you're okay, we'll just go forward, and it's at no cost to the district, so.
Yeah. And you're going to be overseeing to make sure that it matches.
Yeah,
Is this Eagle?
it is.
Okay, so let's poll the table. Cindy? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
I'll meet with him and tell him that that is a go then.
Next item, voting officer, or do you want?
Yeah, we have to do a student discipline hearing, and for that, we have to have a hearing officer. So I think that typically it is the board president that is the hearing officer. I would recommend that someone make a motion to appoint Stephanie as the hearing officer.
So moved.
Motion made by Cindy Urban, is there a second?
Second.
Eric Pearson, call roll please. I'm sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, and at this time, we'd like to enter closed session. I need a motion.
So moved.
Motion made by Jeff Stoll, is there a second?
Second.
Linda Waldy. 6:03, Martha?
Call roll.
Yes,
Guerrero?
call. Yes?
Kent?
Yes.
Leeper? Yes. Pearson?
Yes.
Stahl?
Yes.
Weldy?
Yes.
Urban?
Yes.
Okay, at this time, I need a motion to expel student SV 2019-1 for 2 years from March 20th, 2019 to March 1st, 2021, based on a preponderance of the evidence presented in the expulsion hearing and based on the board's determination that the student engaged in egregious conduct, that the student's continued presence of the school poses a threat to safety of the other students and staff and substantially disrupts the operation of the school. The board further finds that given the severity of the student's gross misconduct, there are no other appropriate disciplinary interventions available, and that the presence of the student at the school will foster a culture that the student's behavior at school is acceptable or tolerated. The expulsion shall be held in abeyance only if the student will enroll in an alternative school during the period of this expulsion. Need a motion, please?
So moved.
Motion made by Eric Pearson. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Jeff Stahl, call roll, please.
Pearson?
Yes.
Stahl?
Yes.
Weldy?
Yes.
Urban?
Yes.
Guerrero?
Yes.
Kent?
Yes.
Leeper? Yes.
And a motion to expel student SV 2019-2 from March 20th, 2019 to the end of the 2019-2020 school year, based on a preponderance of the evidence presented in the expulsion hearing and based on the board's determination that the student engaged in egregious conduct, that the student's continued presence at the school poses a threat to school safety of other students and staff and substantially disrupts the operation of the school. The board further finds that given the severity of the student's gross misconduct, there are no other appropriate disciplinary interventions available, and that the presence of the student at the school will foster a culture that the student's behavior at school is acceptable or tolerated. The expulsion shall be held in abeyance only if the student is enrolled in alternative school during the period of this expulsion. The student may return to Sangamon Valley at the beginning of the 2020-2021 school year, provided successful completion and referral from the director of the alternative school. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion made by Jeff Stahl. Is there a second?
Second.
Eric Pearson, call roll, please.
Stahl,
Yes.
Weldy,
Yes.
Irvin. Yes. Guerrero,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Leeper. Yes. Pearson.
I need a motion to employ Coranda Meacham as an individual aide at the primary building.
So moved.
Motion made by Cindy Irvin. Is there a second?
Second.
Multi, call roll, please.
Weldy,
Yes.
Irvin. Yes. Guerrero,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Leeper. Yes. Pearson,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Motion to accept the resignation of Josh Patrick as high school English teacher effective at the end of the 2018-19 school year.
so moved.
Motion made by Martha Leeper. Is there a second?
Second.
James Kent, call roll, please.
Irvin. Yes. Guerrero,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Leeper. Yes. Pearson,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Weldy.
Yes.
Motion to accept the resignation of Josh Myers as high school head boys basketball coach effective immediately. Motion made by Jeff Stahl. Is there a second? James Kent.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Leeper. Yes. Pearson,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Weldy,
Yes.
Irvin. Yes.
Motion to accept the resignation of Paxton Campbell as middle school girls assistant basketball coach effective immediately.
So moved.
Motion made by Cindy Irvin. Is there a second?
Second.
Martha Leeper, call roll, please.
Kent,
Yes.
Leeper. Yes. Pearson,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Weldy,
Yes.
Irvin. Yes. Guerrero.
Yes. And as far as the consent agenda that you received in your packet, does anyone have any questions? So at this time, I need a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Motion made by Martha Leeper. Is there a second?
Second.
James Kent, call roll, please.
Pearson,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Weldy,
Yes.
Irvin. Yes. Guerrero,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Leeper. Yes.
Okay. Superintendent's report.
Few items, should not take very long at all. Compact bargaining dates, they are going to be, and to do this, we usually try to, we really have to coordinate it with a lot of different people. All the association members, of course, the board members, the IEA representative, and then also our attorney. Everybody has to try to come together and agree on a date, and this seemed to work the best. Cindy, it was my understanding that you were not going to be available.
Orientation at Iowa for Madison,
Okay.
so I can't.
That's okay.
Well, Stephanie and Martha can be there, and I would recommend that maybe we have Jeff as an alternate that would be available if something would happen. And that way, we can have at least 3 board members there. So we'll, unfortunately, we will have to carry on with the 29th through the 31st.
Do we know where that will be yet?
Yes, it's going to be at the church that we were at last time, but I don't remember which one that is.
Okay. I think it's the Methodist
Yeah.
church. I think it's the Methodist church.
I
Oh,
think
May
it is.
29th, sorry.
And what time?
The one over by May.
They start in the morning, usually on the 29th. The last time it only took us a day, so we were there probably 8:30 a.m. to 3 approximately.
I think the schedule is right now probably 9 to noon, and then we'll take a break and do 1 to 4. And whether we can get it done in a day again or not, I don't know. Fingers crossed, but
Doesn't always work that way.
no, that's, the exception.
Orientation, maybe the 30th and the 31st, like maybe I could be there the 29th,
Okay.
when it gets closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, double check on that, so.
Yep.
Jeff, just be ready on deck.
Yeah.
Next item, the bus drivers approached Ryan about some additional lighting, well, really, about any lighting down there, at the bus garage, and it is dark when they come back from events and such, so I called Ameren, and they had a representative out within a couple days, and we walked down the area, and they're proposing to put in 2 poles and add 3 LED floodlights. And the total amount, which I did receive, is only $170.
Really?
I
And
don't
you got
know.
that in writing?
Yeah.
I don't know how it happens, but it did. And
Now watch for your utility bill to go up by $1,700.
it shouldn't. But I think that is something, though, that I have the contract in my office, and it's something they're gonna bill us. And as soon as we pay that $170, then they'll call Julie and get everything organized. And
So they, is it 3 lights but only 2 poles? Or they doing
2 poles, there's 1 pole down there that has a transformer, they can put a light on it already. And then I'm gonna have Bruce and the boys do some additional lighting in the lean-to over the summer. We're gonna do some work in there, so
Did they
it
say
should be well lit up.
Did they say what kind of light it is? Are they putting in like a mercury, or is it gonna be?
No, it is an LED,
Oh, okay.
they will not put in anything but that anymore.
Oh, well, perfect.
Well, I don't know if you've seen that one that's out on, is that South Village? There's a light, street light out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I think it would be very similar to something like that. But I think it's more of a flood, and it will diffuse the light a little bit more, so. I think that's a pretty good deal. I was pretty happy about it. And the bus drivers will be happy as well. Next, not so happy about the south wing of this building, the roof above us. It has had sandbags on it for as long as I can remember, and basically the sandbags was holding sandbags were holding the roof down in place. It has leaked for a while, and sometimes it gets so bad that we have to put buckets in Scan's room and in Mr. Spath's room. And I don't have it on a motion this time, but what I would like to do is reach out to Trimco, very much like we did with the middle school, and have them bid it out, and then come back to you in April with bids, and at that point, we can make a decision on how to proceed.
Would this change some of our planning with the whole NG and some of that stuff going forward?
I don't really think that it's gonna change a whole lot. I would
Something
recommend.
they don't have to do,
Right, it's
obviously.
something else that we would have had to do that will already be taken care of. I don't know if that would hurt their feelings or not. At this point, I really don't care, because I would just as soon have Trimco involved with any of our roof repair or maintenance from this point forward, because they're good people. I know how to get a hold of them. They're out, you call them and they're out here.
Did roofs even make our top 5 things when we pulled the board?
I feel like it did.
I
It was
wasn't even
close
sure
up
if
there,
it was on
only
that list,
because
so I
of-
thought it probably won't bother them.
Yeah. They felt like there was several necessities, though, I think she had on her.
I'm sure they would like to get involved in that, but
They can say,
It's just happening now.
yeah, this is happening now, and moving forward, I would recommend that we just let Trimco do. But that's a decision that you guys can make of how to move forward with this project and projects in the future. Next, tree removal at the middle school and high school. We have 2 large sweet gum trees that are on the south side of the west wing of the middle school. They are enormous trees, and they are dirty. They produce those little spiky sweet gum balls. It's very hard to have track practice or anything, because we're always cleaning up sweet gum balls. I hate to cut down, like I mentioned before, mature, beautiful trees, but they are dirty, and if we're going to continue to invest money in the windows and roofs, I have a difficult time of leaving two large trees like that so close to the building. They are also within that bid, there was some trimming that needs to be done in the front, and they're gonna take care of that as well. The price that I'm going to give you when we get to open session does include removal of all three trees, stump grinding, and then the cleaning up of the trees afterwards and some of the trimming at the middle school up front. So it's a lot of work. Pardon?
We are in open session.
Oh, when we get to new business.
Okay. I was like, what do you?
When we get to new business,
Okay,
we'll do that.
got it.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
And then the last thing, as I explained in my superintendent's report in the past, I just kind of, really, it's not really the best way to do it. I kind of come to you in May and gave you a list and expected you to approve it. So what I would like to do is maybe get that to you a little bit sooner. If I can get it out to you before the April board meeting, maybe we can take action on those items at that point. It may be difficult. I'm trying to tone back as far as what we do. I think the things that we're gonna do, I'll kind of explain to you. I feel like there'll be things that are more of a necessity as opposed to some of the things we've done in the past, just to try to knock out projects, especially with hopefully moving forward with NG. So I will get that list to you as quickly as possible and then let you take a look at it. And most of the things would be items probably not on NG's plate anyway.
Did you have anybody pick up, any competitors of NG pick up the
No.
board packets or?
No one called or inquired or asked to have a tour of the facilities. NG's the only one, so.
Sorry, which tree's the high school one?
Oh, the high school tree, I forgot about that one. It is the one that is directly in front of the entrance to the gym. And it sheds the flat roof. We were looking at it today, is full of branches and leaves. And I had a tree expert tell me that the tree was gonna be dead in 3 years anyway. I don't know about that, but again, with doing work on our roofs and stuff, that one is also really close to the building and it's dirty. So it's a maintenance issue for our roofs and gutters. So as I mentioned, I'll have the total amount for all the work is $6,500, and when we come out when we get into new business, I would ask you for that. And that's it for me.
Okay. And then for old business, we go on to our board policy manual that we spent a couple of long evenings discussing.
It is on the website, and what I would recommend is that you go ahead and approve that, and then I'll probably come back to you in April to discuss the possibility of going on to an online service for that, where there would be automatic updates. All we would have to do as a group is I would bring whatever updates need to go on, I would bring those to you. Then based on IASB's recommendation, you would approve those things. And then once we approve them, then they're automatically updated electronically on the website. I think that's what most districts are going to now, instead of having a binder.
There's just so much
There
policy.
is.
And they said that last ISB dinner meeting we went to said to expect a ton come fall,
Yeah.
so I can't even imagine.
With just Carol and I in the unit office, it would sure make things easier, and we would keep it'd be a lot easier to keep the policy manual updated and current and legal and relevant. So, but I will get those figures to you for the next meeting.
Okay. So then we need a motion to adopt the district policy manual as recommended by the Illinois Association of School Boards.
So moved.
Motion made by Martha Leeper, is there a second?
Second.
Vivaldi, call roll please.
Stahl,
Yes.
Weldy,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Leeper, yes, Pearson.
Yes.
Okay. So a new business,
All right, as I mentioned in my recommendation page to you, every year we have to renew our membership with IHSA. This allows us to compete in their regional programs and the playoffs. So I would recommend that you go ahead and do that. That can be a voice vote because it is at no cost to the district.
Okay. So a motion to renew the membership with IHSA for 2019-2020 school year at no cost to the district.
So moved.
Motion made by James Kent, is there a second?
Second.
By Eric Pearson, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Next is the IESA, and that allows our middle school athletics to compete in their tournaments and such. That, however, does cost the district. They charge per sport, and the total amount for all of our sports this year, and I believe it was the same last year, is $875. I would recommend you go ahead and approve that.
So motion to renew the membership with the IESA for the 2019-2020 school year at a cost of $875.
So moved.
James Kent, is there a second?
Second.
Martha Leeper, call roll please.
Welding,
Yes.
Urban,
Yes.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Leeper, yes, Pearson,
Yes.
Stahl.
Yes.
Next is the drama club trip. In the past, I believe they've always gone to Chicago, and for some reason they have decided to go to St. Louis, which I heard on the news, is there a strike or something in Chicago with the orchestra and play actors and all this other stuff, so nothing's going on.
Good thing.
So I don't know if maybe Dina knew that already, and
I'm sure she did.
she's playing that, let's just go with that. But anyway, they would like to go to St. Louis this year. It's gonna be a much smaller group. We're gonna provide the bus. I think in the past, they've rented a pretty good sized charter bus and they paid for all of that. So, it will cost us a little bit more than what it has in the past, but it is a smaller group and it's basically they travel to St. Louis, they'll see the show and they'll come back. And because it's across state line, it needs board approval, and the fact that we're spending money, I don't know what that cost will be, but I would just recommend that you approve it with a roll call.
Driving? Who's
Us.
driving?
I don't know who will end up driving the bus.
There has to be an accident.
Yeah, they'll have to get a driver, I imagine, with the numbers, they take a short bus and everything will be fine.
So just the driver and the gas cost essentially. Okay. So a motion to approve the drama club trip to St. Louis on April 4th, 2019.
So moved.
Motion made by Cindy, is there a second?
I'll say.
Jeff Stahl, call roll please.
Urban, yes, Guerrero,
Yes.
Kent,
Yes.
Leeper, yes, Pearson,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Welding.
Yes.
I provided you some information on some technology upgrades for QNS, and I think we have kind of put off for the last few years because we have been doing upgrades to the infrastructure, the actual network itself. We've not updated any computers or anything like that. So they came up with a proposal to do upgrades to the computer equipment or the actual machines that the teachers have, the better machines that the teachers have, and then go out into the district and replace some of our older machines. And then the older machines will go to the recycle area. They also wanted to do some server updates, and I'm just not comfortable with doing that right now because I'd really like to see, I'd like to have Metro come in, get the fiber going, at least get all of that going, and then see what our needs really are as far as a server. Because there was mention at one time that maybe we could get by with just one server at the high school, which could control everything, and I'm not very techy, but it would basically run the other districts as well. Right now, they were proposing to get brand new servers in each building, and then keep the old ones in the buildings for backup. And I just don't know if we need that much storage with our Google's Docs, and the cloud and all that other stuff. So again, I feel like if this is something that we need to do, that they come to me and say, you know, something's not working correctly, we need to do these upgrades, this is something we could do in the fall, if we need to.
So, oh, I'm sorry. Where does this proposal number come from off this sheet?
Well, what this is a total of the teachers' machines, plus, I believe, 1.5 that they charge us for, to spread the
finance
payments out
charge.
over.
So you're doing the 2-year plan?
Yeah,
With the finance
we're going to do the 2-year
Okay.
finance. We'll also, I think, go ahead and do, I think I added incorrectly, the warranty extensions on the servers. So I think that's on there.
There's 3 warranty extensions here.
I can find my page.
$660.
So yeah, I think that's where the number comes in on that.
We have 2 servers in each building.
We have 1 server at each building. The double warranties would be 2 years.
Okay.
So the 20,410 that I provided you in my recommendation page, that would be all of the server updates plus the cost of the,
The actual equipment.
The
Yeah, it is.
motion sheet says 20,716.
right, and that's also added in the 1.5% finance charge.
Okay.
So if we decide the fall that we want to get new servers, and they say we need to get new servers, do we get a rebate back on the warranties, or?
Well, what would happen is that these still would probably stay in, we'd probably keep these servers as backups in each building. And then if we went with one large server, then we would just have that cost. I don't know, is my math correct on that?
Well, the 2410 that you sent out in your recommendations is the exact cost of the 19,750 for the equipment plus 660, which is 220 for each of the 3 warranty
I
extensions.
thought it was right.
Now then, as far as adding in that 1.5%,
I believe my math is correct on that as well.
Okay.
And that's why it's in that as the motion, the
Okay.
20,716.50.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. That's
So that will cover our current servers, that will provide a warranty for those and get us some new machines into the hands of the teachers. And that's what I would recommend.
So I need a motion to approve the QNS technology upgrades as presented at a cost of $20,716.15.
So moved.
Motion made by Martha Leeper, is there a second?
second?
Pearson, call roll please.
Guerrero?
Yes.
Kent?
Yes.
Leeper? Yes. Pearson?
Yes.
Stahl?
Yes.
Welby?
Yes.
Irvin?
Yes.
Next up is the tractor. We have been talking about replacing our current tractor. The tractor that we have is adequate for pushing a little bit of snow on sidewalks and that. It's got a snow blade on the front of it. It also has a 3-point hitch and a rear mower for the back. And I am proposing that we trade all of that in at AHW for a new John Deere tractor with a front loader. I believe I sent you the specs in. I sent that out to Jeff and Jay and talked to Jeff a little bit about it. And we also looked at Kubota in the past for about the same amount of money, and we really felt like the functionality of the John Deere was a little bit better than the Kubota. Another thing is they've been really good as far as service with our other mowers and that. So I really felt like a difference of $12,849 when it was really a pretty good deal. What they're giving us for the other tractor's 20 years old.
What year is this one we're looking at?
It's brand new.
It's brand new.
I don't know if it said on there if it gave a year or not, did it?
Can't remember.
But it is new. So that should get us by another 20 years at least. And one of the things too is that with the bucket on front, we've always had to rent a skid steer to do, if we wanted to level something, if we wanted to do playground mulch over at Harristown. We've always had to rent something, and that gets pretty pricey too. So a couple summers of renting would just about cover the cost of this new tractor. So it's time, and it makes good sense for them.
Push more snow.
Push snow or move big piles that get piled up around various locations. I don't know if we'd want to do all of our our own snow removal. I don't think we're equipped for that.
Is Jeff raising his hand?
No.
So we need a motion to approve the purchase of a tractor with front loader for the cost of $12,849 after trade-in.
So moved.
Motion made by James Kent, seconded by Eric Pearson. Call roll, please.
Kent?
Yes.
Leeper? Yes. Peterson?
Yes.
Stahl?
Yes.
Welby?
Yes.
Irvin? Guerrero?
Yes.
And the last thing, just the approval of the tree removal that I went over in my superintendent's report.
That's the motion we don't have.
That's the motion. You don't have.
That's not on there?
No,
Dang.
That's okay.
that's all right.
Well, we need to add that, and that will be a motion to approve the removal of 3 trees,
With a cost of $6,500.
to Leakage Tree Service.
Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Jeff Stahl. Is there a second?
Second.
James Kent, call roll, please.
Irvin?
Yes.
Guerrero?
Yes.
Kent?
Yes.
Leeper? Yes. Pearson?
Yes.
Stahl?
Yes.
Welby?
Yes.
And at this time, we have volunteers for the handing out diplomas. Middle school will be on Thursday, and that will be Mrs. Lieber and myself. And then high school on Saturday will be Mrs. Irvin and Mr. Pearson. And next scheduled board meeting is April 17th, Wednesday at 6 p.m., which, although NG will be here, will that be during the regular board meeting, or will we have to come earlier?
I will double check on that, and I'll try to let you know.
Okay.
I think on the agenda at 18th, is that
The
17th?
agenda says 18. Which
18.
one's
It's
Wednesday?
Is it 18th or is it
It
17th?
says 18.
It should be the 17th.
I think
because
it's
the
the
14th is Sunday. 15th, 16th should be
Okay, so
17th.
my motion's right. Next meeting is Wednesday, April 17th, at tentatively 6 p.m. And I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by Jeff Stahl, is there a second?
Second.
Here's Pearson, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
That's why it said 18th, because it was